mentioned taxi and e-hailing drivers at a loss. They find it difficult to survive due to a lack of income. This is because the awareness in society by staying away from social has increased, as well as movement control order carried out. Therefore, e-hailing drivers take various steps in dealing with this situation. Among them is reducing the amount of food taken so as not to waste. Also, the decision to stay at home is wiser. Some even quit their job and do not give up waiting at the mall. So, how Ministry of Transport managing this issue? According to the Stoner, the planning is the concept of organizational objective, the development of strategy for achieving those objectives, and the development of a systematic hierarchy of strategy for integrating and organizing activities. In terms of planning, first, balance future uncertainty and change. Although planning does not remove these two components, it can take care of them very well. Second, providing direction. Through this, we know that planning plays an important part in achieving the organization goals. On this issue, we gonna use a strategic planning, which is a process by which an organization makes decisions and take action to enhance its long-term performance. In March 2020, our country has carried out a movement control order due to the transmission of COVID-19, which has given misery to the people. This includes e-hailing drivers who suffer from money shortages due to not having many passengers due to this transmission. For example, the Klan Taman Sentosa Taxi and Hired Car Driver Welfare Association president have said that people begin to avoid getting into taxis from the third day of the MCO. Therefore, all e-hailing companies have made one proposal to make loan assistance to all e-hailing drivers. The purpose of this proposal is to help and provide stability to e-hailing drivers who have been affected by economic problems during this transmission of COVID-19. The short term that has been discovered from the e-hailing companies is special one of assistance for all e-hailing drivers. This plan can help all the drivers to buy kitchen items and basic needs for their family to survive during this pandemic COVID-19. As for the long term, e-hailing companies have decided to provide loan assistance in the long run. With this assistance, it can ease the burden of all e-hailing drivers who are unable to work due to the movement control order which took effect on March 18. Organizing also defined as the process of determining what needs to be done, how it will be done, and lastly who is to do it. Definition of organizing by Chester Bernard is a function by which concern can define the role, position, the job related, and the coordination between authority and responsibility. Following the planning process, the organizing government is in talk to get an agreement to lend to e-hailing companies. The Department of Ministry Transport held a meeting to discuss the paperwork that had been made from the e-hailing company. The chief, Datuk Seri Dr. Wee Kang Seong, discussed with the employee before bringing this matter to the Department of Finance Minister. The manager directed the work to the employee to review the working paper before giving to the Ministry of Finance. The Finance Department has received the paperwork. The manager instructed the head department to set a date to discuss with the Transport Minister on this matter. Then, the Management Division held discussion with the Minister of Finance, Tengku Zafrul Aziz, on this issue. The Minister of Transport and the Minister of Finance discussed and submitted ideas that could be implemented together to solve the problem of this e-hailing company. They work together to resolve, and both ministry and government are discussing to get results and achieve their goal together. Decision-making is a procedure of identifying and choosing a course of action to solve a specific problem. To decide, a public manager needs to analyze the options and makes a summary from the list of options. The importance of decision-making is to look for the right solution efficiently, to minimize the operation cost, and to choose the best alternative from different alternatives. The decision that must be made can be categorized as a non-problem decision as it is made while dealing with unusual problems. The decisions were made with no specific procedures and must rely on their judgments. There are principles of making a good decision. The first principle is set priorities. The second principle is requiring relevant information. And the third principle is proceed methodically and carefully. For the short term, it has been decided that e-hailing drivers will receive the 500 ringgit one-off Bantuan Prihatin Nasional given by the government. As for the long term, the loan assistance amounting to 2 million will be distributed to each e-hailing companies equally once a year for 2 years. A process to ensure that actual activity conform to planned activity by donors, so it needs to prepare an organized plan that handled by the manager to ensure that the problem is controlled and achieve the desired target. This shows the importance of handling to assist the management process when the leader controls every movement of the activity implemented, so the issue can solve easily. When constantly monitoring it, then we can detect which method is most suitable and whether it is effective to adapt the change and uncertainty. The ministry providing special facility to e-hailing drivers with gift petrol coupons are entering it to all drivers and reduce of petrol by at least 5 cents per liter. Also provide free tire service once a year, only for registered drivers. Ministry has to monitor every method once every 3 months. The results show that the method has slightly adds the burden of driver due to the high price. The last step is to proceed with the method and there is no need to take corrective action because this method has successfully solved the problem of all parties and improved the country's economy. The proposal to provide loan assistance to e-hailing drivers has been accepted by the Transport Ministry. The plan was continued with discussion between the Minister of Transport and the Minister of Finance. The decision to create a loan was continued. The Ministry has also provided various facilities to achieve the goal. The Ministry of Transport and the Prime Minister should encourage the people to use public transport to help e-hailing drivers earn income. The country economy will also continue to grow and be able to reduce accident statistics.